Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are well today. We're going to take a look at the encouragement of the day. If you haven't had a chance, I did a full moon reading in Capricorn yesterday, last night, and the energies were around transformation and love, transformation and peace, right? The um, symbol of the dragonfly and the dove. And so, just a couple of little messages that came through from Spirit. Today, I'm pulling out one of my oldies but goodies. I haven't used it in a while. My Tarot Crow Oracle deck and the accompanying tarot deck. I stopped using this because it seems like the energy attached to this was just so ugh, adverse. Like it was just at that time, the energy that kept coming through was just so almost like violent. And so I had to put this away for a while. I'm going to pull it back out and see what comes out. Um, and let's see what the encouragement of the day is. We'll see. Is it just the deck or is it, was it the energy? So let's take a look. We're going to just delve back in here. I also have my Easy Tarot for clarification as well. And so let's take a look and see what the encouragement is of the day. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified in case I go live. Let's see. What is the encouragement of the day, Spirit? All right. I missed this deck. This was my ride or die deck. This deck kept me afloat at one point in time. But let's see what comes out here. All right. Anybody got exciting plans for this weekend? Maybe there's a message coming out for you. All right. And so we have distance on the bottom. Distance on the bottom. This might be a good time to that was one of the messages that was consistent last night that Spirit brought out a few times. This energy of pulling back so that you can see things a bit clearer, right? Put some distance between you and things that you might need clarity around. That's on the bottom. So that may be something that we're not seeing right now. But the energies that came out is communication, distraction, memory, anomaly, and nature. Okay. So immediately what I'm getting is this is definitely a time. It's interesting because Gemini is in Uranus and it'll be there for quite a while. I think like some years, like 13 years or something like that. Gemini is the energy of communication. And so this may be a repeating theme, like moving forward for like the next decade or so. I feel like communication could be something that we see just being reevaluated, coming back up strongly. This may be something where even technology becomes something that's even more significant. It's like, can it even get any more significant than it is now? Because everything is about technology. But there's something here about communication coming through that says that this is on the forefront. It could be worldwide. It could also be on a personal level for each of us. It is a number 9. There's something about an ending coming to the way that we communicate that's significant here right now. The way that we communicate may be coming to an end. This also may be a good time to I'm hearing openly communicate. If you have something that you need, don't be shy, right? Closed mouths don't get fed, is what I'm hearing. This is a time to communicate what it is that needs to be said, and allow yourself to be heard more than ever right now. I'm feeling that, right? It's like there's so much, especially if you are somebody like that's introverted and you tend to hold back, right? No, Spirit is saying, let her rip. Like this is a time to communicate what's on your heart, communicate, what needs to be said, who you are. And so that's coming through here. We also have distraction. And so there could be a need to pay attention to what's happening, what's going on around you, and looking a little bit deeper at maybe even taking a look. And I feel like Spirit is saying discernment comes through here, activating your discernment so that you know what you're looking at. Some of the things that are playing out right now in the world, many times are distractions. It's a cover, smoke and mirrors, because there's something going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing. And so this too, going back to what we don't see on the bottom of the deck, distance, right? Pull back. If you find yourself really close up on situations, it never hurts to pull back just so that you can see things a bit clearer, right? To get a different point of view, because distraction is all about smoke and mirrors, right? Things being displayed, but it's not really what's being displayed. It's what's happening behind the scenes that's really most important. And so there's something about paying attention, using your discernment so that you can see through. Okay. I also have memory coming through. And this is all about understanding your triggers and how you're responding to them. Understanding your triggers, how you're responding to them, even to the point where if we become very aware of our triggers, then we can actually not just overcome being caught up and drug into them, but we can actually utilize that to our advantage. There's something about memory that's coming through. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, be aware and allow yourself to tap into that energy, especially if you are aware of certain things. It could be people that trigger you, and it could be on purpose. Doesn't have to be, because we all walk around in a certain level of unconsciousness, and we could absolutely trigger each other without even realizing it, And so there's something about being aware of it. We also have anomaly here. There's something just very obvious. We're going to clarify some of these energies too. There's something just very obvious, and it's just standing out. That Spirit may be showing you something that you're seeing or you need to see or pay attention to. There's no way that you can miss it, an anomaly. This could also be something that is you see it, but it's a little confusing to you. You're trying to figure it out. There's something that's just, it's an enigma. And you may be trying to figure it out to see like what the purpose of it is. What does it mean? Why is it here, right? There's something about seeing something plainly, but there's something deeper that needs to be understood about it. There's some message coming with this, whatever this is that's sticking out for you. Nature is all about taking time to get out and connect with plants and trees and the birds and the bees and, just nature in general. This is offering or inviting you to take care of yourself over the next couple of days and find moments to stop. I posted a meme this morning that was talking about how we are slowly um, transitioning over to this event oriented society instead of being time pressed, right? Everything's on a schedule. It's like, oh, I got to be here, I got to be there, instead of really slowing down to enjoy the moment or being in this energy of allowing presence to determine when it's time for something, right? Instead of waking up because it's 7 o'clock, allowing our bodies to naturally say when it's time to get up, right? It's almost like the crow, or not the crow, the rooster, when the sun rises. The rooster always knows, when it's time to roost. He always knows, and it has really nothing to do with time. We can measure it by time, but the rooster doesn't know anything about time. It's very event based. When it sees that sun come up, then it's like cock-a-doodle-doo, and so there's something about us transitioning over to a more peaceful state of being. That's my desire, is to not be rushed to and fro or be on this time schedule where we, many times because we don't even get a chance to stop and enjoy the small moments that give so much delight and pleasure. What gives you pleasure? And do you allow space for that in your day? Whatever that is. And so there's something coming through about that, transitioning over into this event-based. And I know many places in the world, that's the beauty of moving off the grid too. It's like you kind of extract yourself from the matrix and you set up this environment that is conducive to you, to your lifestyle, right? And you're not led by the flow of demand, but you get to set the tone and the pace and the value of your environment. I feel like we're slowly coming back around to that. There's many places in the world that still do practice, that type of lifestyle. And I think the value systems may be like night and day, very different. But I feel like that's something that's going to be coming back to the forefront. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling like we need. We need that. And so let's take a look at the tarot and see the energy coming out today for the encouragement. So what is this communication and what is this about, Spirit? The Hangman and the Knight of Pentacles. Some bit of healing, or there's something that has been withheld with the Hangman. This is talking about a pause or holding back. But it's not just for nothing. I feel like when we talk about the Hangman is all about deeper introspection before moving forward. And so there's possibly some communication coming forward to be offered, but it's in a period of proofing. Sometimes you're writing a paper, for those of us that remember being in school, and you're just pouring out all of your information on the paper, but before you turn it in, it needs to be proofread just to make sure that it's right. Everything is in place. You've dotted your I's and crossed your T's and punctuated all of your sentences. There's something that may be being proofed before it's brought forward. But Spirit is definitely guiding you with the Knight of Pentacles to move on it, whatever it is, right? Proof it, do what needs to be done, but definitely move on it. Definitely communicate. If there's something bubbling up in your heart that needs to be said, we are in this time, the energy to say it, to express it, okay? Um, there's something very healing that's happening around communication and expressing right now. And so Spirit is saying, jump on in. Whether that's a message to someone or whether that's you just openly, expressing what it is that you need to say, what your heart is crying out or expressing. What is this distraction right now? It's coming through the encouragement. So we have the Lovers and the Page of Swords. Yeah. So I feel like there's some difficulty um, with connection, and it could be connection with self, it could be connection with others. The Lovers does talk about two different energies that are of the same, right? It could talk about light and dark. It could talk about masculine and feminine, right? It could talk about the mind versus the heart. It could talk about intuition versus, logic, discernment, right? So there's two parts I feel like that is possibly, it almost feels like in a very difficult stretch, right? Having this come together, having this balance has been difficult with the Page of Wands. There's some truth coming through being delivered here about this difficulty. And there's something about distraction here, though. I don't know if there has been a lot of interference keeping this balance from happening. And this could very well be within each of us becoming balanced. It could also be, between individuals, right? It could be between family or, any type of connections or relationships that we're dealing with right now. There's a struggle there. There's a lot going on that is causing some type of interference, right? That's what I'm feeling with that. And so this would just remind us to look deeper at what it is that we're seeing, what we're looking at, even the messages that we're receiving. There's a bit of discernment needed here, a bit of discernment to decipher what it is that we're looking at, right? And so this is almost like distractions coming in around keeping something from coming into balance. Yeah. Now, when we look at memory, and so Spirit is saying, be aware of that there's a lot going on. And it's not just what you're seeing, there's so much beneath that or behind the screen, these smoking mirrors. There's much more going on. With the memory, we were talking about triggers. So, why is memory here in the encouragement of the day today? So, someone is manifesting, someone is creating, someone is in a place in life with the Magician and the Page of Cups. It almost feels like there is the beginning level of bringing something into fruition, manifesting something. Whatever that is, there's something very triggering about this experience. There's something very triggering. And whatever that is, is something that you need to be aware of, because we know how triggers work, right? Triggers can throw us way off course if we allow them to. But this is really all about being aware of the trigger. Okay, it's being aware of it, because if we're aware, then we could possibly use that energy to our advantage to further what it is that we're doing. So there's something about really being aware, because someone is manifesting or creating, trying to put something together, but it may be being short circuited. It may be being thwarted by triggers. And so this may be, in connection with the healing that's being done. We have the Lovers, the Knight of Pentacles. So there's some healing that's happening here too, around communication and around being aware, sharpening our discernment and intuition, being aware, sharpening our sight, right? Really understanding what it is that we're seeing, okay? And so be aware of that as well. For anomaly, let's see. This may also come through as messaging too. With this Page of Cups, I'm looking and there's like a cup, and in the cup there's a fish, and the fish is whispering to the bird, right? So there's some communication that may be triggering as well. And so this could be really a time to just pay attention to how you're responding to things that you hear. In your body will always tell you, like sometimes we need to avoid certain things that we haven't healed from yet, or maybe we're in the process of healing from. There's something about talking here too that plays a part in this. What is this anomaly to be aware of? Okay. And what is this anomaly that's just standing out? What is this anomaly here? So we have the Ace of Pentacles. There's something being revealed, being uncovered here. The King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. There's something being uncovered in regards to a new start, a new beginning. Maybe it wasn't clear at one point in time. Well, it's being uncovered and it will be clear. Maybe you even see it already. You see it clearly now that the smoke has dissipated. And it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's followed by the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So whatever this is requires a level of emotional maturity with the King of Cups. A level of mastery over the emotions, because I do see some challenges here with the Seven of Swords. There may be challenges around moving towards this or allowing yourself this new start that's opened up for you. There's some challenges around this, and I don't feel like they'll be hidden. They're no longer hidden, right? Everything is exposed. It's just a matter of strategizing, and moving accordingly. That's what these triggers are. That's what this energy around the distractions, that's what this communication is about. It's all around these challenges here about moving into this Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning. I feel like somebody is moving forward into a new start of some kind, some new opportunity, but it does take a lot of work to do this, to move forward. It's going to take some emotional maturity, and it's going to take some strategizing. It's going to take some spiritual work of being awake and discerning and navigating appropriately. Because there are challenges all around, on every side. When I say that, please believe me. And what is nature here? King of Cups came out. So nature, I feel like, could be part of the solution. Staying balanced, making sure you take advantage of the resources available to you, of which nature is one. Okay. We have the Emperor coming out here, strong Aries energy. So we have the Knight of Cups to the Emperor. And it almost feels like this offering from nature, right? That's going to offer the balance and the grounded stability. It's going to usher us into the energy that we need to step into this energy of the Emperor, or maybe to stay in that energy if you're already in that energy, and prepare us to actually carry the weight of what will be required. There's a bit of strength coming through here. Through the Emperor to the Ten of Wands. And so there's some work I feel like that's coming forward as we step into this new beginning, whatever this is. The Ace of Pentacles could be a new job coming up shortly. It could be a new opportunity to step into just new spaces that will allow you to operate in ways where maybe you've been waiting. But whatever this is, I do feel like it is work. It won't come about easy. There's going to be work needed to accomplish this. But you can, because you're showing up as the Emperor. Even though it's the heavy load of the Ten of Wands, the Emperor is very strong, very sovereign. It's an energy that is very much able to do that. Now, nature is clarified from nature. So there's a part of staying balanced, taking care of yourself that will equip you to be able to do this. Nature is all about being grounded and balanced and having very sure foundations. Interesting too, because the Emperor is a 4. So this is all about being grounded and balanced and making sure that you're building on a sure foundation that's not shaky or rocky. And so every part of this matters here. Every part of this matters, from the communication to being aware of distractions and being aware of our own triggers and paying attention, being very aware and staying grounded is like the biggest part of this message here. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's see if we get more information. I'm just going to pull out my Kipper deck and see what comes out here before we end it out. What other part of the encouragement can we add to this message? What does my viewers need to know? Any more specific information for this encouragement coming through today? Any other specifics about the encouragement coming through today? Main character coming out here, which is a male. Let's get one more. Oh, man. Oh, y'all. So main character coming out here. And we have a male as the first main character, number one, military person, court official, expectations, and main character number two. And they're facing each other. So this could be, you know, I don't know. Let's see. This could be about communications or some type of dealings, right? This could have something to do. You could be a male, you could be a female, you could be someone who is in the military, you could be someone who works in the court system, like a court official. Um, you could be the person that is really moving in this new beginning, expecting something new. But there's some connection here, right? Between main character one and main character two. And there's some connection here. And there's something about an authority with military person and court official. There's something about authority, something about discipline, order, structure. This could be something being built here. A need to focus on details as we move into this new beginning. This could be coming through in some type of way. Because when I think of a military person, I'm thinking of somebody that is very structured. Like that's the first thing that happens when you go into the military. You got to get that structure down. And again, we're talking about the emperor, right? We're talking about foundations. We're talking about balance, groundedness, right? So there's something about maybe even that's what it is. Maybe somebody is going into or has been in kind of like this. What do they call that when you first go into the military? You know how they have to get the training down, and it's like this excruciating training ground that just pulls out the worst in you, but it also pulls out the best in you, right? There's something about that coming through here. So maybe that has been the experience. Maybe that is the experience right now for someone. But I do feel like whatever this is, it is support coming through to a certain extent. It's like having support, having a great deal of support, but not enabling, you know. I feel like for whoever you are, whoever's resonating with this, you have someone that's guiding and walking beside you, but they're not walking for you, right? There's only so much that they're able or willing to do. Like there's a part of this that you are being made responsible to do. That's coming through here. Having support, but it's support that is empowering you. It's not enabling, okay? And then we have the energy of making sure that you are understanding the importance of expectation, right? When we talk about expectation, we're talking about this energy that we put out into the universe that's connected to our visions and our dreams and our deepest desires. Expectation is what connects that to from our dreams to reality. That's the thing that translates from the spiritual into the physical, right? So there's something about making sure that you're aware of your thoughts, what thoughts you're putting out there, your aspirations, understanding what it is that you desire. What are you waiting for? Right? Having a level of patience and anticipation. There's something about being inspired in that energy, right? Allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to tap into that magical energy that we all carry. But there's something happening here. I feel like it could be maybe some type of connection, maybe, because I'm seeing this happening between these two energies. So if that resonates for you, cool. If it doesn't, don't make it resonate. Okay, it could be for somebody specific. And so that's what I'm getting for more specific energy here. Okay. But overall, Spirit is saying that you're moving into this new part of your journey. Like you're entering into a new experience. But as you're entering in, here are the challenges that may present themselves. They may arise. And so be willing to, stand up and really address them. Okay, that's part of the job of the emperor. The emperor has a level of leadership. The emperor provides stability in the environment. This is the element of leadership and control, order is the word I'm looking for, the element of order. And so there's something about being responsible to maintain that. Okay, you are the one. It's not going to be easy, but there were some things that were given to help through that, like nature is one. Being aware, utilizing your discernment and your intuition, communicating, tapping into yourself, being aware of your own triggers. And so that's what's coming out today. I love that. Okay. And so thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know if it resonates here. Let me ask one last question. So if they are able to successfully move through this energy, like what will happen? What is the reward here? If they're able to successfully complete this phase of life, this part of their journey, what is the reward? So we have the Two of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Seven of Cups. So I feel like there is a moving towards something, maybe not necessarily, well, it could be greater, but moving towards something that's going to offer freedom, more choices with the Seven of Cups, maybe even more wisdom, right? Choices, opening up to options and opportunities. And that could be many things. With the Nine of Cups on the bottom, it's like you may find yourself having many things to choose from. There is a transformation coming through with death here. I have the Page of Pentacles, which is talking about new beginnings, the Knight of Pentacles. And so an opportunity to build possibly even a more stable existence, a more stable life. But it would only be the beginning, though. The Ace of Pentacles came out. This is just the beginning. The Ace of Pentacles talks about limitless energy, right? This is a small seed. Now, we all know the potential of a mustard seed, right? We already know this concept around a seed. And it all depends on, there's such many things that will depend on what will become of that seed, but we're talking about the potential of it, okay? What we do with it will determine how fruitful it will be. And so This could talk about livelihood, being able to create a certain, existence, whatever that is. Like I was saying this morning, one of the things that I see transitioning that I love is the fact that we're changing over from this very time pressed existence over to this event based, right? And so, not necessarily being pressed by time, but being moved in the moment of now, being moved in the moment of right timing. And so, and that takes some change, right? There's many things that will need to change and shift in order for us to see that. And that may be what's in transition for you with the death card. But the other cards are the Chariot, which is very empowering energy. That is a mixture of the Emperor and the Magician, two of the most powerful cards in the deck, right? Being able to carry that forward with power, right? With certainty. And then doing it with wisdom, with the Seven of Cups. Though you will have everything at your disposal, it's understanding and having the power to choose wisely. Okay? Choosing from a space of wisdom. And the rest are pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. This is all about creating a lifestyle, creating a life, manifesting a certain existence, right? That's being offered, that's available, that you're able to choose and cultivate, right? And so that's what I'm seeing here. And I feel like that's much more, than money. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups, the Temperance, the Magician, the Queen of Pentacles. But it's not going to come without a fight. The Five of Swords, the King of Wands. Okay? And so that's what I'm seeing here. Thank you for stopping by. Blood Moon Oracle here on this beautiful Friday morning. Before I head into work, I just have to get on and get my intuition stirring for the day. I hope you guys are well. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you like, share, comment. It makes my heart glad when you take a moment just to hit that little button. Or if you just stop by to listen, that makes my heart glad too. All right. So thank you guys. Until next time, take care and stay vigilant. Okay. Stay vigilant. Good things are coming. Blood Moon Oracle here, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.